Well, there are all sorts of properties sold at auctions these days.
There certainly are, and it's the variety that keeps us all riveted.
Whereas in Kent, there's a property that could be a cut above the rest.
You know, for the guide price of 30 to 35,000. I think it's a snip.
While Martin might have faith that Andy is on the right road to doing a successful property development, I'm on my own property pilgrimage in Tenham, Kent, one of the pilgrims' route to Canterbury.
Tenham is a very ancient village. The land here once belonged to Christchurch in Canterbury, and in medieval times there used to be a palace here built for the archbishops. It was also an area known for its cherry orchards, and fruit from Tenham orchards graced the tables of King Henry VIII.
Today, the village is still surrounded by lovely countryside. And yes, the main road runs right through it. But it means Tenham is in easy reach of the towns of Faversham and Sittingbourne. That busy road might just be a blessing for the property I'm here to see, because it's a commercial property and the guide price is 30 to 35,000.
Well, you can tell from the outside, this used to be a hairdresser's. And you can definitely tell from the inside, this used to be a hairdresser's. You know, it's in really good condition. Very red. You've got all these lovely mirrors lined up already, the little basin at the back. You've even still got the price list up. Look, cut and blow dry, 20 quid. I really like it. Somebody could come in here and set up a business straight away. It's got A1 business usage, so it doesn't actually have to stay as a hairdresser's. And you know, for the guide price of 30 to 35,000, I think it's a snip.
As well as the main shop floor, there's also a toilet, a small kitchenette area and a conservatory at the back. So as far as square footage goes, it's not massive, but would suit any number of small businesses, from a retail shop to office space. But there's more.
It's no great stretch of the imagination to see there is potential here to build on top of the current property. Add another storey. You could turn this place into a house, like next door, but it would all depend on being granted planning permission, of course. And one crucial step to persuading the planners would be to provide parking, which at the moment is non-existent. But let's check what's behind this wall. Ah, now it is a road. That's great news, because you could knock this wall down, section off part of this garden, and then you would have off-street parking. That's exciting.
Permission to change use from business to residential could take time, and build costs could be substantial. Whether it's to add a storey or demolish or rebuild, you would have to be sure of your figures. But remember, not only would planning permission be needed, you'd also need the change of use from commercial to residential. So the numbers might sound good, but there would be an awful lot of work to convert this building.
This is an interesting property at a reasonable guide price with some good old potential. Let's see who went for it at the auction.
Former hairdressers, snip of a price of 30 to 35,000. And what may I say? Start me at £30,000. A little lock-up shop, 30, thank you very much. Took it on the right, sir. 32? 32 I'm bid, and 4. And 4 I have. And 36, no. £34,000 I'm bid. £34,000 on the right. At £34,000 I'm bid. 36 do I see. At £34,000 I'm bid. Take 1,000 if it helps. At £34,000 the bid. 34 I have. 35 do I see. 35 is bid. And 36. No, at £35,000 I have. Anybody else can join in. At £35,000, little lock-up. At £35,000, 36 do I see. For the first time then, if there's no further increase, you're out at the back at £35,000, gentleman with the yellow tie. At £35,000 for the second time. 35,000 for the third and final time. At 35,000 then, are you all done? Sold at 35,000. Well done, sir.
Well, regular viewers may just recognise one of those bidders. It's Sunil, who's appeared on the show before, way back in 2005. Back then, Sunil was a busy property developer who also ran a letting agency, and he bought a house in Stoke to do up and rent out. Sunil and his wife Geeta actually live in Kent, so they not only buy property in Stoke and the Midlands, they also buy closer to home, hence the purchase of the shop in Tenham. So 8 years on, and they're obviously still busy purchasing property. I met the couple back at their latest buy to find out how business is going.
Sunil and Geeta, congratulations. Now, I know you've appeared on the show before with Martin.
Yes, it's really good.
First time I've met you two.
Yeah.
So well done, this is great. Why did you want to buy this?
Location is really good.
Yeah.
And it's on a high street, so I think there's a lot of potential here.
When we saw it, we thought, you know, it could be rented out just as it is, or we could build on it, or it could be converted into a house. So it did actually have a lot of potential, and the price was pretty good too.
Yes, £35,000 for all this. They look like they've bagged a bargain to me.
So guys, tell me, day to day, what do you do to keep yourself so busy?
We've got an office in Sittingbourne which looks after our properties here in Sittingbourne, and we help landlords let their properties. So we've got a letting agency in Sittingbourne and manages the properties from here. So that's our day-to-day job, really.
Sunil, do you buy a lot of commercial property, or is it residential that you specialise in?
It's 99% residential, but over the last year or 18 months, we've found lots of little shops like these that are good value, good potential for rental as well as development, and there are many of them available, so yeah, we're moving into that market more.
So tell me, over the dinner table, what is it that you two talk about? Property?
We do, yeah. I've been brought up in the property business since, 20, 30 years, so yeah, it's part of our blood now.
Sunil used to work as an operations manager for service stations and started buying property back in 1989. By 2003, he'd worked up a big enough portfolio to enable him to leave the day job. Wife Geeta helps in the business and also teaches at a business school. So these two are definitely an experienced property power couple.
So the big question is, what are you two going to do with this?
Well, firstly, our plan is to rent out the shop and then make planning application for a flat upstairs. If we can get an apartment upstairs, 1 bedroom, then that would bring us an income upstairs as well as downstairs.
Fantastic, so you get 2 bites of the cherry.
Absolutely, yeah.
Really clever idea. Now, how much do you think it would cost to do something like that, though, and would it be worth it?
Budget is around 60,000 to bring the overall building into 100. And yeah, if we could get to that budget, then it would be well worth it doing.
So, plan A is to build a flat above the shop and keep the ground floor as commercial premises.
So it's going to be let as a hairdresser's?
Whatever
It could
anybody
be.
wants.
It could be.
Oh, but you're not sure? It might not be. It could be something else with its A1 usage.
Yeah. I mean, we've had interest, so...
Really?
We've had somebody who wants to turn it into a restaurant and a takeaway shop, so that's another possibility. So what we like about this place is that there's so much you can do to it. It's got so much potential.
But it's going to be exciting finding out what business takes place here, and if you do get the permissions to go above and turn it into a flat, well done.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sunil and Geeta have 24 years of property experience. That is a lot of know-how to bring to the table. But buying commercial property, well, it's a relatively new venture for them. And then there's the tricky planning process to get through for the flat. Will this couple be allowed to build what they want above the shop? And will they be able to find a tenant for their business premises that's happy to live with building work going on? You can find out how the couple get on later in the programme.
Well, it's been a while since we last saw those properties. Have the new owners been busy bees, Lucy?
Or have they stopped dead? Let's go back and find out.
We now head back to Kent and the village of Tenham near Sittingbourne, where we first saw this former hairdresser's that was tidy, clean and ready to go again. And being on a busy road, this place represented a great business opportunity that could be a cut above the rest. Married couple Sunil and Geeta also thought so and went ahead and bought it at auction for $35,000. Sunil has been on the show before when he bought and renovated this house in Stoke back in 2005. Since then, he's expanded his portfolio with several other residential properties. Now he and Geeta are looking at the potential of commercial units.
So the big question is, what are you two going to do with this?
Well, firstly, our plan is to rent out the shop and then make planning application for a flat upstairs. If we can get an apartment upstairs, 1 bedroom, then that would bring us an income upstairs as well as downstairs.
Fantastic, so you get 2 bites of the cherry.
Absolutely, yeah.
Really clever idea.
That is, of course, if they can get planning permission. They aim to spend £60,000 and hopefully to do the project in 4 to 6 months. But when we returned 8 months later, there was no new flat. However, the former hairdressers had undergone a restyle. It does still look like a place you'd go if you want to look well-groomed, but they won't accept just any old dog's body here. Well, actually, they will.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Oh, yes, Sunil and Geeta have let the shop out to a pet grooming business with some canine caring going on. This new business is run by Katie and Kelly, who have set up shop to cater to the pooch who likes to look good. Why? Because they're worth it.
I think they've done a fantastic job. It doesn't look like the same place when we, as it is now when we bought it, and they've just transformed it and turned it into a really nice, cosy little parlour, and it just feels like it's got a lot of warmth, and it's just a friendly place to come if you're a little doggy.
Hey, don't forget the cat customers, Geeta. You'll hurt their felines. But seriously, though, with this little business now set up, what happened to the plans for the flat above?
The main reason that we decided not to carry on with our initial plans was the cost of putting a flat up on top, plus the foundations and the ability for access from the back is what we were initially planning. And when you put all that together and the tenant situation, when they came along, it was just easier to say, actually, other projects to come along and let's concentrate on those and let this one carry on and, allow them to have their dream as well.
The tenants coming along and changing the plans could look like a case of the tail wagging the dog, but a flat upstairs is still a possible future project for Sunil and Geeta. And the location for this pet pampering business is ideal, as Katie explains.
We just thought it was a great proposition in that it's on the main road, it's on the high street, and just thought there'd be a lot of passing trade that we could get from being here.
And for business partner Kelly, this pet project is a dream come true.
It's just something I've always wanted to do. I've always loved animals, always had dogs, and it's a bit of a dream come true, really. Going from working in London, working locally with animals, I've always wanted to do.
I love my dog as much as I love you.
And it also helps that the pair have a good relationship with Sunil and Geeta.
Sunil's been a great landlord. Everything that we've needed, he's been there and he's done it very promptly, so we couldn't really ask for anybody better, could we?
No, they're really good landlords.
I mean, business is about building relationships and good relationships, and I think that's what helps a business become sustainable and last a long time. It's the people that make it, and if we can help any landlords or tenants, then we're more than happy to do that.
While Katie and Kelly financed the fitting of the grooming parlour, Sunil and Geeta had the old toilet retiled, adding a new boiler and installing a small kitchenette. That set them back £3,000, and with the purchase price of £35,000, the total outlay here is £38,000. So while this is a small addition to their portfolio, it's part of what Sunil sees as an important aspect of the business.
It's lovely to be working together with your wife and building a future in what we do, and she's been very inspirational in sort of, driving and asking questions and, sort of what's this and how are we going to do with this. And often, in businesses, you need someone to bounce ideas off, and she's always been there.
But did they choose the right business opportunity here? Without a sitting tenant, the property would be worth around £45,000. So what did Geeta and Sunil make of the agent's opinions?
I think the valuations are fairly spot on because we're achieving a rental of £485 per month, and which is around £5,800 a year. So on the property purchase price, we're very happy with that.
As far as the flat upstairs is concerned, both agents felt this might be an over-investment in the property. Combine this with the fact that there are difficulties working out access, there will be a pause on this plan. And for now, Sunil and Geeta are happy with the rental income and maybe somewhere in the future to get their own pets pampered.
Absolutely. If we had pets, a dog or a cat, we would definitely bring it here.
All we've got is a tortoise, haven't we?
We've got a tortoise, but there's no tortoise parlours in here.